When my wife confessed to me 4 years into our relationship that she believed she was polyamorous and wanted to transition our relationship from a monogamous one into a polyamorous one, to say I was inundated with difficult emotions is an understatement. Because we live in a reality where monogamy is the norm and the only acceptable form of relationships, many polyamorous people are waking up to the truth of their polyamorous identity from inside monogamous relationships. For many couples, one person in the dynamic has to come to the other person and confess their curiosity or knowing about their polyamorous nature, and more often than not, the other person has no idea how to handle this information. There are also many monogamous people who discover polyamory by stumbling across a platform like ours, or more terrifyingly, by falling for a polyamorous person out in the wild. And though they're excited and curious about the possibilities, they feel confused, reluctant, and lost. I know this scary place these folks are in, and I eagerly want to share with the world how my wife and I made it out of those turbulent waters, how I worked through my difficult and confusing feelings, and how I discovered I was also polyamorous, and how I became the confident polyamorous man I am today. When my wife first confessed that she was polyamorous to me, I was really confused and triggered. And it's not that I was immediately opposed to the idea. In fact, something deep within me was telling me that monogamy was definitely not for me. And yet, I did not feel as confident or secure in the idea of polyamory as my wife did. Compared to her, I felt reluctant. On top of my reluctance were the feelings of rejection, insecurity, and attachment trauma. Not to mention, all of these feelings were happening at the intersection of my own distorted sense of masculinity and misogyny. Having to unpack all of my fears and feelings while at the same time validating her truth, navigate the initial discussions, make a plan to educate myself, while also communicating my requests and boundaries, almost killed our relationship. Imagine a world in which the idea that your partner might be polyamorous doesn't devastate you. Imagine that you're able to stay calm, curious, and open to the conversation. Not that you don't still struggle or have challenging feelings, but a situation where those feelings don't rule how you show up. You're still grounded. The hard feelings don't trigger insecurities or doubts in yourself. Imagine that you have the tools to navigate the transition in a way that's challenging, but not turbulent. That you are able to lovingly and confidently communicate your requests, come up with an educational plan, and get on the same page. Negotiate the boundaries of your agreement and self-reflect honestly as to whether or not polyamory is for you and whether or not you want to be in a relationship with a polyamorous person. In my workshop, The Reluctant Polyamorist, a journey from compulsory monogamy to secure polyamory, I'm going to give you everything I wish I had 10 fucking years ago. This workshop contains a 90-minute, pre-recorded, intentionally captioned lecture with slides that you can watch at your own pace, plus an accompanying workbook with journaling prompts. The first version of this class was released in April of 2023 as a live Zoom workshop, and this updated version contains all of the wisdom from the first version, better recording quality, plus some new additional information about nonviolent communication and all of the learning that I've personally integrated in the last year. From this workshop, you will receive tools for making the initial conversations and possible transition from monogamy to polyamory easier and less turbulent. Learn theory and ways to build secure attachment to self during the transition so that your one true anchor, yourself, remains secure. And gain clarity around your own boundaries and how to communicate them in a non-violent way so that your relationship doesn't suffer unnecessarily during this unfolding. Trust me, I know that dragging your feet, stonewalling your partner when they try to talk about it, and even shaming or being angry at them may feel better in the moment and give you the illusion of control. But the truth is, now that polyamory is on the table, you both have so much more work to do. If you know being with a partner who is exploring polyamory isn't right for you, then your work is communicating your boundaries and lovingly negotiating the possible dismantling of your relationship. But if you are unsure of how you feel and are curious to discover more, then having a guide through this difficult process can not only make an already difficult process much safer, easier, peaceful, and loving, it could literally change the end result. If you are one of the first 100 people to purchase The Reluctant Polyamorist, version 2, you'll receive an invitation to a live Q&A plus live group coaching call with myself, my wife and creator of Remodeled Love, Jess, and our resident integrative change worker and certified professional coach, Christopher Daniels, also my queer platonic life partner. Plus, order before the end of April and receive the pre-recorded course, workbook, and lecture slides for our early bird price of $49.99. And to honor those who purchased this workshop last year, email our Director of Executive Function at executivefunction@remodeledlove.com with the name or email you purchased under, and we will send you the new version for free. Purchase The Reluctant Polyamorist, a journey from compulsory monogamy to secure polyamory at this link. If you're one of the first 100 people to purchase, we will send you an email where we will be scheduling the 2-hour live coaching and Q&A call. To all of my reluctants out there, I see you, and you're gonna be okay.